Next time you need to talk to me, pick up a fucking phone and call me. Don't send your dog to come fetch me. Carolyn was the right-hand man, I guess I could say, of Colin Donovan. Colin, of course, was a businessman who was very successful but had this whole underground world and this group that he assembled called the Innocent Killers. And Carolyn was definitely his right hand. She's tough. She actually had feelings, sometimes. She never let you see them. The few feelings that she actually had and the people she had them for, I think, kind of got in her way sometimes of making the right decisions.
Be careful.
I always am.
No, you're not.
There's a reason that they say ignorance is bliss.
I need oxygen.
Because I had no idea what I was getting into. Up until this point, I had done some commercials, some industrials, to be cast in 10 films that were going to be shot in a year. It sounded difficult, but I had no clue what this meant. You know, I had no idea what I was getting into. So I had no idea how much I would have to push myself as a person to work Monday through Friday on a day job, and then work Friday night, all day Saturday, Saturday into the night, all day Sunday, and, you know, on movies, and then drive home in the middle of the night and go back to my day job. So I had to push myself physically, and then also I had no idea as an actor, could I really pull this off? Now the good news is, I mean, when you're shooting multiple movies in a weekend, pretty much anything else from here on out in my life is really easy. When I look at lines from another script, I'm like, really? That's it? That's all you got? We're just doing one movie? This is like casting Lucille Ball as an action star. Very first time shooting a gun, go to the gun range, and they gave me a Glock. The very first time I ever pulled the trigger, nobody had mentioned at this point that you don't hold your arm straight out. You leave a bend so that when you fire the gun, there's shock absorption in the elbow, the shoulder. So very first shot I fire, the recoil, my wrist goes back, and the shell goes between my nose and glasses and burned my forehead. And as I'm doing like this, not only did I get gunpowder off, but also a good portion of my skin. So I was petrified to start the films, you know, with a ton of my skin missing. Unfortunately, I don't think my gun shooting got much better, as I could not seem to shoot the gun without blinking my eyes. This is my first day on a feature-length film that's going to be part of 10. We started off the day filming in this beautiful, one of the historic missions here in San Antonio. And then by midday, I'm running on a rooftop, climbing into an air vent, at which point I'm going to rappel out of the roof. Again, I had no idea what I was doing. So acting for the film was really secondary to acting for you and everybody else. Like, I knew what the hell I was doing, because I didn't. So that was a really, really memorable day. When I do physical comedy, it's not because I mean to. I'm just that clumsy. And you wanted me to hang or rappel from a roof. It probably wouldn't have been that hard had some of the producers not thought it was really fun to yank me up and down like a piñata. And I am grateful, again, because there was the part where I was supposed to come in upside down and look really cool by flipping over and shooting people. I think that that was a genius decision, giving that to Wes, because he made it look a lot better.
Carolyn.
Look, I'm gonna be brutally honest with you.
When have you not been brutally honest with me?
I, unfortunately, at the time, did not know who he was. Remember the first day on set, as we're all sort of in, you know, business attire, and Jade had on a suit and a sequined shirt and scarf, and I thought, wow, this is interesting. I wonder how this is going to turn out. I had no idea that Jade was an international recording star, has his own line of greeting cards, has been on several television shows, has toured with his own stand-up show, his own plays. I had no idea the level of skill that I was going to be working with, much less how much I would learn from him. Jackson, Jackson. Hun, I think he's dead.
You don't want me to make sure?
From first sight, Craig looks like an actor. He looks like a soap star. His voice is deep and booming, and he just has this presence. And I was very excited, but I was also petrified because I did not know him. I did not know his experience, but he just looks like a star. And I had no idea what I was doing. And so I was very grateful to work with him because it made me work that much harder to try to be at the same level. Well, Colin, what if I say no?
Carolyn, the decision ultimately is yours to make. But don't make it now.
Wrapping all of these films in 1 year. I remember the moment. I remember the place. I was in a warehouse where I shot my very, very last scenes as Carolyn. And I was mildly relieved, but really sad that it was over.
That is a wrap on Sally Colombo for the Innocence Saga.
No way! I never thought that we wouldn't, but I couldn't believe that we did. I had this whole other woman with me for an entire year. And then when you said, Sally Colombo, you're wrapped, and everybody clapped, and I think some people said good riddance, and I was happy, but I was like, are you sure? Because I can come back and I can do some more. I mean, that was the end of a huge era. Open the door, I only wanna get out. That was a very exciting experience, but insanely frightening to work with these guys who have been together for a while, and so, you know, they totally know what they're doing, and then there was me. We're talking Lucille Ball here. Not only am I not an action star, but trying to look sexy. Thank you, Jade Esteban Estrada, for trying to make me look sexy. And if I pulled it off at all, it's because of Jade and Brett's amazing editing. So that was great. And then the opportunity to go into the studio and record with them was awesome. And I'm really thankful for their patience and the fact that they let me do it. This is the scenes in the kitchen. Apple, Amanda? Oh, yeah. There's definitely a family atmosphere, and especially as time went on and you're working your butt off. But just like family, you know, certain days everybody's clicking on all cylinders and everything's great, and then other days you just smile because the camera's on. And you get frustrated with each other, or the heat or the cold or whatever it may be. But it's not just bullshit. It's definitely a family environment. I think it has to be. You cannot undertake something like this with complete strangers, or people that you don't have faith in, or people that don't have faith in you, or people that you didn't trust with your life sometimes.
Wow. You saw a skunk?
Way to run. That was...
I should have pulled you along.
I was about to say, thank you for leaving me here to die. Now, since working with Ponderous, be it commercial or movie, and it's not the same feeling. I definitely miss... I didn't think I would ever say that after how hard we worked for a year. I miss working with Ponderous Family. I miss working that hard. I miss being that tied to a project. I still don't know how this thing ends. I can't wait to see the last film. So the fact that, you know, in any given day, shooting from multiple scripts, multiple storylines, multiple characters, different locations, how you keep that straight. I don't know if I appreciated it at the time because it's just kind of what we did. You know, that was just like another day on the set. But I've never seen anything like it, and I'm not sure I ever will ever again. It's a really cool bond to have that with people, and I cannot imagine not having that as part of my life.